Thomas here with Much Props, going to give you another how-to video. Today I am drawing inspiration from life in general. Sometimes it seems like the world cannot stop crapping on you, and it reminds me of that meme of the dumpster with a smiley face on it and it's on fire and it says everything's okay. Sometimes that's how it feels, like things just pile on top of one another, and at some point you just have to stand back and go, how ridiculous is this gonna get? And it's kind of where I'm at right now, with a lot of things happening all at once, and it's a bit overwhelming at times. So I thought, to try and make light of a situation and to hopefully give other people some inspiration, today we're gonna make a dumpster fire out of foam. Let's get to building. While I don't want to go too deep into what's going on right now, just know that it's a lot and I'm working through it with people that I love. Sometimes life feels like a dumpster fire. Not the funny kind where everything is obviously falling apart, or the meme where you've got a smiley-faced trash can saying everything is fine. I mean the kind where you look around at your life and you think, okay, this is getting ridiculous. Problems have a way of accumulating. One piece of trash doesn't seem like much, so you pick it up, throw it away, and move on. Then another problem shows up, followed by another. A stressful day at work gets tossed in. Financial problems land on top of that. Family issues pile on. Before long, you've got a dumpster overflowing with problems you never expected to carry at all. With the basic pieces cut, I'm using contact cement to glue all these different pieces and thicknesses of foam together. Getting different materials and thicknesses to fit perfectly sometimes can be tricky. Some pieces line up beautifully while others need a little trimming, adjusting, or extra attention before they cooperate. Life falls in kind of the same manner. Not everything fits together the way we expect it to. We can spend a lot of time wishing things had worked out differently, but eventually we have to figure out how to make the pieces we have work. It might take some adjustments, it might not look perfect, but imperfect pieces can still come together and become something cohesive. Next, I'm adding a divider of 4mm foam. This gives the flame something to sit on, and it also creates a little secret compartment inside the dumpster. That hidden space makes me think about the parts of our lives nobody else sees. We have all these things tucked away beneath the surface. You can stand next to someone every day and have absolutely no idea what they're carrying. Some people talk openly about their struggles, others become experts at hiding them. They go to work, make jokes, help everyone else, and smile when everyone asks, "How are you doing?" "I'm good" can sometimes mean I don't even know where to begin. It's difficult to read between the lines or understand somebody when they're good at pretending they're okay. Now I'm cutting 2 pieces of 6mm high density foam to become the lids, and there's something pretty fitting about putting a lid on a dumpster full of problems. We do the same thing with pretty much everything. We push things down, close the lid, and tell ourselves we'll deal with these things later. We tell people we're fine because explaining everything feels harder than pretending we're okay. The problem is that closing the lid doesn't make the trash disappear, it just hides how full the dumpster has become. That's why checking in with people matters. Ask about the friend who always makes you laugh. Check on the person who's always helping somebody else. If they say they're fine too quickly, ask again. To make the dumpster actually open and close, I'm supergluing and screwing these hinges onto the body and the lid. And I think that it's an important part of dealing with our own problems too. Sometimes the lid has to open. Sometimes we have to let somebody see what's underneath. And when someone finally does, we shouldn't assume our job is to fix everything. You can't undo somebody's loss. You can't erase their worries or repair every circumstance. Some problems aren't yours to solve. What you can do is show up. You can listen, sit beside them, bring them food, maybe a nice random act of kindness, a present, make a phone call, or simply keep them company. Sometimes the most valuable thing you can give someone who's going through something isn't an answer, it's your presence. With the main structure finished, I'm cutting pieces from different thicknesses of foam and gluing them all over the dumpster to add those special little details. It's funny how a dumpster starts looking more realistic the more you put little pieces on top of it, because it's the details that make things specific. Usually it's not one giant problem that overwhelms us, it's an accumulation of small things. One responsibility, one disappointment, one stressful day, one unexpected bill, one argument, one more thing you're expected to handle. Individually, they might seem manageable. Together, they can become a mountain. That's why you don't have to clear your entire dumpster at once. Pick one piece of trash, deal with what directly is in front of you, then move on to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. To give the front and back the ridge texture that you see on most dumpsters, I'm using a wood burner to carve in the lines on the foam. Make sure to wear a respirator and work in a well-ventilated area because breathing in these fumes is kind of nasty. There's something about cutting those lines into the surface that reminds me how difficult experiences leave their marks on us. Hard times change us. They can leave scars, but they can also build strength. Strength isn't always standing tall and pretending nothing hurt. Sometimes it's admitting you're exhausted and taking a break. Sometimes it's asking for help. Sometimes it's starting over after you fail. And you will fail a lot. Real strength isn't refusing to break. It's refusing to let the broken pieces convince you that you're finished. Now I'm carving the flames out of a huge chunk of 48mm EVA foam. And these flames are probably the most obvious part of the whole metaphor because sometimes life doesn't just pile problems into the dumpster, sometimes it lights the whole thing on fire and introduces a new level of chaos. There are seasons where everything seems to happen at once, and getting through the days feels like an accomplishment. When that happens, don't try to solve your entire life all at once. Take the next step. Make the phone call, take the walk, get some sleep, drink some water, turn off your phone, talk to somebody. If all you can accomplish today is making it through the day, that's okay too. You don't have to rebuild your life in one afternoon. Small steps still move you forward. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward." Little efforts consistently made to continue your momentum and not let you stop. Two coats of Plastidip. I spray painted the trash can green and the fire red. After giving everything a base coat of spray paint, I'm adding black and brown acrylic washes to make the dumpster look dirty and worn. Then I dry brush some light orange and yellows onto the flames to give those some depth also. And there's something fitting about making these things look weathered, because difficult seasons can leave their own marks on us too. You usually can't see what they're doing to you while you're living through it. Hard times can teach patience. They can deepen compassion. They can reveal who stays with you when life stops being easy. They can show you what actually matters. Surviving something painful doesn't make the experience good, but you can still grow from it. You can come out stronger without pretending you were grateful for what hurt you. One of my favorite quotes is by Cara Lawson, the Duke University women's basketball coach. She told her team, "It never gets easier. What happens is you become someone that handles hard stuff better." To add even more age and texture, I'm painting orange onto the corners and some random spots, and then sprinkling on some out-of-date spices while the paint is still wet to create a nice rust effect. And I actually like that this dumpster is getting more beat up as the build goes on, because the marks tell the story. The same is true with life. Difficult seasons can leave scars, but those scars can remind us that we've survived something. When you spend enough time in the dark, ordinary good days start to look different. A quiet morning feels special, a good conversation carries more weight, laughter with friends feels different. Even a normal Tuesday can feel like a gift. You don't appreciate the light quite the same way until you spent some time in the dark. Finally, I'm making a quick stencil out of some painter's tape and cutting a smile onto the front of the dumpster. I think that might be my favorite part, because sometimes the best thing you can do in the middle of terrible situation is find a little bit of humor. Not because the problems aren't real, but because they don't deserve to take every good thing from you. Life is going to throw trash at us. Fires are going to happen. We won't always get to choose what lands in our dumpster, but we can choose what we do when it starts overflowing. If you're standing in that fire right now, reach out. Let somebody help you. You don't have to carry everything alone. And when you're strong enough, help someone else, because someday you'll find yourself standing beside someone else's dumpster fire, and you'll understand exactly what it feels like to need somebody to stay. They might need advice, they might need a hand, they might need help clearing out some of the mess, or maybe they just need someone to sit beside them and say, "Yeah, this really sucks," and then stay. You can't prevent every fire. We can't control every problem. We can't stop life from throwing more trash into our dumpsters. But we can make sure that when the flames start rising, nobody has to stand there by themselves. So if life feels like a dumpster fire right now, take a deep breath, grab the next piece of trash, deal with it directly in front of you, and then take another step. The fire won't burn forever. Eventually the flames will die down. You'll look around at the mess, catch your breath, and realize something you couldn't see while you were standing in the middle of it. you made it through. And when you see someone else standing in a fire, be the person who stays with them. A good friend cares about you when you are in your darkest moments. A great friend goes through them with you. And we are finished. Here is my cute little dumpster guy, all rusted up and dented and dirty. He doubles as a pen holder or like a desk caddy. The drawer underneath it, hiding it, could also be used, but I think it was appropriate build for this week to kind of help me just vent a little bit of frustration and try and laugh about it. So yeah, maybe you will try and make one of these yourselves and impress your friends with your ability to laugh at the craziness in your life and just keep pushing on day after day. It's about all you can do. Maybe you'll get some.
Yay!
And inevitably, they're going to ask you, how'd you make that? Give them one of these. Tell them, much props. Time to go put some pins in them or get some water and put them out. Peace out. If you enjoy what I do here on YouTube and you want to see more builds like this one, please consider joining these awesome people listed here with me over on my Patreon to build a bigger, better, more creative community together.